You're married to a realtor.
It was different though. We grew it together. It's our family business.
Yeah.
If you have another competing guy, then all of a sudden I met a husband and wife. They work in different brokerages, and I'm like, that doesn't fucking make sense.
That's insane.
Insane.
At different brokerages,
Mm-hmm.
like different companies.
Yep.
How does that even work?
And they have like
They're married.
They're married.
How does that work?
And it's local. How's it work? Like, oh, I can't talk to her friends. She can't talk to my friends. We have our own clients. We have our own P&Ls. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
P&L is different, but like.
No, it's not. You're married.
No, it's not. Welcome to the Realtor-ish Podcast. I'm your host, Juliana Gainsberg. This podcast is all about helping entrepreneurs grow their business through real estate and business development strategies. In each episode, my guests and I will chat about the real when it comes to real estate. If you like what you hear, follow us on your favorite streaming platform. Welcome back to Realtor-ish. I'm your host, Juliana Gainsberg, as you already know. I'm giggling because I have somebody here that I just can't be serious with ever. Today's guest is the one and only Kevin Toll.
Hello.
So like, I knew that was from Seinfeld when you said that on the phone, but I was afraid to say that's where it was from and be wrong.
Right.
So I just said no.
All right. So next time I see you in like 3 days, make sure you watch the whole series.
I've watched the whole series. I grew up on that. Like that's like a household show.
Watch it again.
Okay. So anyway.
Are you old enough?
So anyway, somebody the other day in the office was making fun of you and they were like, hello.
Who made fun of me? It's on my my voicemail.
Yeah.
Because I just switched from Long and Foster to KW.
When?
This was 3 years ago now.
Okay.
I haven't changed my voicemail since. And I was in the airport with my dad going to Vancouver. Actually, no, we're going fishing, salmon fishing. I was taking him for his 80th birthday.
Yeah. And
I was hammered in the bar. And someone's like, you need to switch between airports. You need to switch your voice message. So I'm like, hello, I'm Kevin Toll. And I just was like,
because you were like switching while you were in like basically essentially.
I basically left Long and Foster, joined KW. And then John Clutty was like, hey, when are you going to do stuff? I'm like, I'm not. I'm going on 2-week vacation. I left.
That's so you. It just, I'm like not even shocked by any of that. It just feels like it's on brand for you.
It was perfect. I needed time off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Long and Foster the only real estate company other than?
I was there for 13 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you do before real estate? Which is my least favorite question, by the way. I think it's like a question like everyone always asks because it's so common for you to not be like right into real estate. But that just kind of annoys me. I don't know why I asked it. You can still answer it.
When I started at 8 years old.
8 years old. Well, that's like me.
I mean,
people ask me and they said, what'd you do before real estate? And I was like, went to high school.
No, I mean, I started delivering papers and mowing lawns and shoveling at 8 years old. I was a caddy. I mean, I can go up 30 years.
Okay, but like right before real estate, not your whole life career job.
Well, my work career, right? No, I worked in an accounting firm right out of college.
Okay.
McGladrey and Pullen.
Like at a desk?
Yeah.
I can't see.
I was actually an auditor. They said my personality wasn't fit for it. I would fuck around too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, can I have these receipts? I'm like, oh, fuck off. And they're like, what? And I'm like, it is. But I got my CPA. I went to LaSalle to get a accounting degree. It's the best business knowledge I could learn, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have entrepreneurship. So out of that, I got my CPA. I worked in there and I hated every second of it.
Yeah.
Right? I was miserable.
I could never do that.
Miserable. I hated it. I hate working for people.
Speaking of the F word.
Okay.
Let's talk about like how you use cursing in your business and it's a positive light. Do you think that affects your team in a positive light?
The best way to put it is if I'm not me, they can see I'm not genuine. So if I'm cursing at them, they know I actually want to talk to them.
Yeah, hold on. I feel like I'm cutting him. He's cutting it out.
It is.
Can you speak into the damn mic when you talk?
It's placed correctly.
Should I speak like this?
No. If you're listening to this through your headphones, I'm sorry for the last 10 seconds. So yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I just feel like even now, even with like the Gary V's and all that stuff, like people still shy away from it because it's like not professional or whatever the case may be. I don't use it like ridiculously, like every sentence with my clients and stuff like that. But in the workplace and in like a team setting, I feel like maybe it doesn't fit with everyone, but most would feel more comfortable like it. It's like almost like relaxed. But I think that comes with being like a good leader and like setting expectations and like it's okay to be like friendly with your agents, but also at the same time, like there's a respect that's put in place and that kind of thing.
If I'm in a large setting, I'm not going to be cursing, right? I feel like there has to be professionalism.
Yeah.
But if I'm in front of my team, we have a lot of Zoom calls because my team is very spread out. I will curse half the time, not half the thing, but I'll be cursing in almost every single meeting somehow. Yeah. And it just slips in there. I'm like, will you fucking make more calls? Will you shut the fuck up? You know, like, John, you're making noises during it. Can you mute yourself? And like stupid shit. And you're like, come on. Like, this is, my kids hear me curse. Like, it's really bad. I
grew up in a cursing household. I turned out fine.
Did you have like a dollar jar?
No.
There's like literally $2,000 sitting in a jar because of me.
That would never happen in my house. Also, you have multiples. I'm just one.
My kids know $1 in a jar, $1 in a jar. Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah.
That was never a thing. I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure. I know my parents. So I was born in '99, and my parents were Sopranos watchers, and that was like I would sit at the top of the stairs, watch that. That was a household on TV. HBO was the main channel in my house. Right. So I don't know. I just always grew up with cursing, and I never was disrespectful to my parents. I never cursed at them. I didn't curse at school, but it was after a certain age, it was if I drop something and I say oh fuck, I'm not gonna get in trouble for it. That's common in my house. It was just a thing.
So my parents didn't curse. My mom still hates it.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a family function, I'm like, fuck that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
Yeah, you're
anymore.
Not in charge of me.
No, I mean, they haven't been in charge of me since I've been 13, apparently, my mom said. So so that's when I broke away. But my kids will drop it in once in a while.
Wait, how's your oldest?
7, 5, and 8 months.
7, 5, and 8 months. So your 7-year-old says, oh, fuck.
Oh, my 5-year-old says shit more than my 7-year-old.
Oh,
my daughter will listen to me more and not, I'm like, you can't curse. So we went to wrestling practice tonight and he tripped and fell on his face. He goes, fuck, right? Because he's laying on his face. I'm like, you can't say that here. It was a whole bunch of little kids.
Yeah,
he's like,
no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's funny.
But I do use it at work. I actually got a listing sign because I cursed at an appointment.
Yeah.
Years ago. The mom's like, you're cursing during this appointment. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something you feel it out, right?
Right.
And so I would say 50% of my business, maybe a little bit less now, is first-time home buyers, which are typically 20 to 35.
Right.
And that age range is much more lenient and much more open to that. And so I've been in situations with clients where we're, maybe the listing agent or the seller is being really shitty about something. And I'm like, for lack of better terms, this is bullshit. And they are immediately this with me after that. And I think that's also relationship building and kind of forming that bond with your clients too. They almost feel because you are speaking like that with them, that they're closer to you in a way.
If you become a human being around them, they love you, right?
Yeah.
If you're that drone that no, this is the right response. They don't like that.
Yeah.
Right. And most people aren't on my team or in my organization or in Conshohocken or my clients because I'm that robot. Yeah. If I'm not me, they don't like me. I go, well, then you're not the right person to be around me.
Yeah.
And they're always like.
So I'm on the board for KWIP, and I won't really post content that I'm cursing in. I just don't like the way it sounds or looks. So I won't do that. And also be being a leader in the region. I like to have a more cleaner output. But do you when you see all the sayings about the shift and at places like Family Reunion, Mega Camp and stuff like that, I feel I see stuff that says what the shift, and they're trying to make it sound what the shit or
they are. Yeah.
Okay, because I feel the company in general is kind of also being more lenient on stuff.
They're trying to be, I think. I think they're trying to get the younger people coming in and try to change the way KW looks and feels. Yeah.
Because I used to be very well, I don't really care that much because, we're 1099, it's my own business. I'll conduct however I want to do it, whatever. But I used to really think on that of and maybe that's because in school too, I feel anybody that's been in high school in the past 10 to 15 years, teachers will be don't curse and drink on social media because it's going to ruin your life and all this stuff. And I'm now that I think back on it, not really. I feel the only reason they pushed that was because of college sports maybe.
I think.
But what does that have to do with anything?
How old are the professors? The professors that's what we're I'm older, I'm 44, right? Yeah. We are taught that you can't be drinking, cursing, you have to be more professional. When I got an accounting firm, they made me wear a suit and tie. And I'm like, this sucks. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
right? Like I would wear a t-shirt if it was warm outside or just a suit jacket at this point.
I think I also have like a slight disassociation with reality when it comes to like regular jobs these days because I've been in real estate for now over 3 years and I like forget what it's like to like not have someone in charge of you and like if they see something on their social media that they don't like, you're like out.
I've
like
had
nobody's telling me what I'm allowed. Like
I've had to call people on my team and say maybe you should take that down.
Well, and that's like different, right? Like that's like without saying names, there has been some people even in our region who have posted some things, not even like not politics, not race, not religion, not even on that line, just some stuff that's like that's not really what you should be doing on social media. And I don't mean that stuff. I'm talking about like I don't know. I think it was just like pressed on like don't curse and like don't post stuff with alcohol like when we were younger. And I think it's just interesting looking back on it. Like it really wasn't that big of a deal. And they made it seem like you're going to like ruin your whole life if people see you like drinking or something.
That was the perception when they were going to school. That's the problem, right? Now, like I'll tell my kids what I think and then they're going to learn something totally different growing up because they're already in videos. Like I'm never on videos and I try to avoid it, to be honest, right? I let Megan be on videos. I'm not saying we're not on a video now. I totally get it, right? I have to Megan come. I have to get way more comfortable with this kind of stuff because I am the spokesperson for my team. Everyone else I do. I run the like 8-9 businesses at least, right? So like I have to understand I have to do this stuff. But in the same token, like my kids are growing up in front of a camera. They walk around filming each other. Like, hey, Dad, let's do this. And you're like, okay. But I didn't grow up doing that.
Wait, so I've only like I got dinner and stuff with you guys and Megan camp, but I haven't spoken to Megan a ton. Does she curse too?
No.
She doesn't like I didn't get that vibe from her.
No, not often.
Yeah.
Unless I really piss her off.
I would imagine that's not like few and far between.
I mean, I try every day, but
I was saying to Dom before you got here, I'm like, damn, I should have had Megan come. Tell me about for people that don't know who you are, like tell me about the like dynamic. Like obviously Megan's your wife.
Oh,
like
talk about Mike, right. Well, that's been a long, drawn out experiment for the last 7 years. No, it's so I basically for everyone to know, I'm Kevin Toll, Kevin Toll Group. But my wife and I work together. And over the last 7 years that we've been working together, we've like evolved in our roles, and we've been doing that purposely. And we actually coach couples in the country of like, hey, we work together. How do we do it? And we're like, well, don't get divorced first. Like, work on your marriage. And we always try to do that first. I mean, honestly, like we're always like, when are we going to have a date night? When are we going to just like sit here and relax? Because we go home and I talk about work. It's not her. It's me. Because I'm always thinking about it. I woke up last night at 3 o'clock like, let's think about work.
That's how I am too.
Stupid. But so we've evolved in a role. So Megan runs like a very much dependent model team around her, which basically means that she's like a high ISA. She like can really convert on the phone well and back end organization. I'm like the implementer. I get stuff 10% done. And I go, here you go. Fucking finish this because I can't even think with that. But
she does like listings primarily too.
She focuses strictly on listings or converting on the phone.
Okay. Because I know we've talked about her like going on listing appointments with the baby.
Oh yeah.
Like super savage. I love that.
Yeah. So she would literally have a baby in her arms in a listing presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just ended.
And how many listings did she take last year? Do you know the numbers? Come on, Kevin.
Oh, she went on like 175 listing appointments this year.
Right. I want to say she told me 70 last year.
Like in 21 or 22?
Took 70 listings last year.
I mean,
or the
she's going to sell about 70 this year.
Okay.
Roughly. The market kind of shit the bed the last couple weeks.
I'm disappointed that you don't know your numbers.
I know my team's numbers.
Okay, tell me about the team's numbers.
We will hit 285 transactions.
Okay.
60% buy side, 40% list side, which I thought would be more, but we have a lot of listings in the pipeline. Like people, we get like 30 listing inquiries in a week.
Yeah, I get your showing time notifications sometimes of like, hey, this listing or this open house. And it's like all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Are you kidding me? Why is this Huntington Valley? Or like something crazy. No, I know.
I mean, we're based in Conshohocken, so you can hit the 5 counties in like an hour.
No, yeah,
radius.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because it's never like the same place.
No, never.
No. I was driving not that long ago in Bucks County and I saw one of your signs and I was like, this guy.
Bucks County is like the one county we don't break into enough.
There's a lot of agents.
There's agents everywhere. It's like old school agents.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
there's
honestly,
agents
that's
everywhere.
worse. Like, okay, so I come from KW Newtown originally, which has a bunch of heavy hitters. I say we still because I consider it still like my workplace, but they have like a decent amount. I would say 10 to 15 agents in the past year that have come from other brokerages that have been in the business for like 20 plus in Bucks County.
Into KW?
Yeah.
Well,
like mostly Berkshire.
So we'll go into it. It's because of the capping model, right? So we're
going into
we're going to go into it because you wanted to talk about it earlier, but we can talk about it generally.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in Bucks County, I know just in that office alone, the Newtown office, that there's a lot of people that hold the market share. And if you look at broker metrics for, like, Bucks County month over month, it's KW, probably Newtown, Bucks, and South have the market share.
Right.
Like, and then Remax, and then it kind of just, like, dwindles down. I mean, Jay Spaziano is always up there, but, like, the thing is about his is it takes the market share because of volume.
Who, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his listings are all high end. So that's like why it takes up a lot, but I've done whatever. We're not going to get into it. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, getting into Bucks County, like there's just so many people that do a very good book of business that have been doing it for so long. So I think that's part of the reason why it's hard to break into it.
It's all, I mean, I haven't put effort into it, I'll be honest. Like because that's like.
It's because he hasn't tried.
Well, I live in Havertown, right? So like to get to Newtown's an hour. It's an hour away.
Yeah,
right?
that's where Dom lives.
Yeah. So it takes.
You just bought a house there?
So we had an apartment in Havertown or Haverford. It's weird. Like they're interchangeable. We just moved to East Norriton or Norristown, whatever that one is. We bought a house.
Did she help you?
No,
let's not talk about it.
We had she will be on my next property. The first property we got
here first, folks.
was the Golden Deal, financed by owner.
Some grandma
no
bullshit.
Mortgage. It's technically a mortgage, but no interest, no nothing, and the title's already transferred into our name. Just got to make payments every month.
It's some family grandma finessed,
and she still lives with us. So there's that. We gotta live with her until.
Oh, it was like an Ozarks kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. Good for you.
Yeah, right.
How's that going?
Thank you. It's going well.
I'm off track now,
but I haven't put any effort. Bucks County's an hour away, so like for me to drive up there, it was kind of a brutal drive, making calls.
I started breaking into luxury up there before I switched market centers. And I don't really like lead generate or market to Bucks County as much anymore for new business. But if I get referrals, I still take it because I just know it so well. It's where I grew up, like that kind of thing. And I don't mind driving. For me, it's like 30, 35 minutes up 95.
Right.
Depending on time of day, which I plan that out. But yeah, I just like don't want to leave the city ever anymore.
Oh.
So I feel like it.
Kind of the opposite.
Well, yeah, because you don't live in the city.
Right. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
From Havertown to Center City office is a 45-minute brutal nonstop traffic drive.
Like driving the other day to the ALC clinic was in like Drexel Hill.
Yeah, it was by my house. Yeah, right. So that's how when you see me walk into the office, I'm like, fuck.
It was like 6 minutes from Robin's house.
Yeah.
That's where it was at.
Yeah, no. Robin's like, this is the best.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah, I live 2 minutes away from Robin.
Yeah, Robin will be next.
He's more engaging on these things.
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to have you here.
Oh,
like I enjoy talking to you because I feel like we have similar personalities and like the way we think. And so Robin's awesome too. I just wasn't ready for Robin.
No, that's fine. I get it.
Okay, so we talked about. Let's talk about more about the husband-wife thing because I'm so intrigued by that. I'm extremely single, like very single, very, very single. And I think it's hard to meet people that are not realtors that get it.
So it's either I've seen husband and wife get together and actually make it work or they get divorced, right?
What was Megan doing before real estate?
Teacher.
Okay. Well, that's like,
that
says it all.
Makes sense, right?
Teachers, nurses, and restaurant people turn into the best
100%.
real estate people.
And I'm more of a business guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys were married for how long before real estate? Wait, did you come into real estate together?
I don't think we were married before real estate.
Okay. Did you come into real estate while you were dating together at the same time? Or did you both get into real estate and then you came together?
So no, I made her get into real estate.
Okay.
This was forced upon her.
Okay.
I got my license in 2007.
Okay.
And we met shortly before that.
Okay.
So we started like going to the Phillies' first playoff series together back in 2007, right? So that's how we started dating then. And we've been together since. And then I got my license. She lived in California. And out there, when I was flying out working, she was helping me, or she's coming back for a week here or there. I was like, you need to get your license. I need help.
Yeah.
So she got her license and to show homes for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah. She's
like I said, I don't know why I didn't think.
She's way better than me.
I think it's hard to get you guys both for an hour.
Impossible.
At the same time.
Impossible. We always say divide and conquer.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Or one of us is at home with 3 kids going nuts.
Yeah. But she's super awesome.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. So she got her license. She started getting active. How old's Mackenzie? 7. So 6 months afterwards. So like she's been in business 6 years.
Yeah. I just like I think I have a lot of figures in my life that are married couples in real estate that are good examples of it. Because I feel like if you're not, it's either like the person totally gets it and they're not in the business at all and they're so far from it and it's great, or you get divorced because it's a ridiculous lifestyle and it doesn't work out,
right?
Or your significant other is in the same type of like alignment. Maybe not even realtors. Maybe they're in like title or some type of other like sales.
People that
we just have like crazy schedules and like
you're on
mindset.
You're on call. You're on call.
That's but even when you're not, like even when you get to the point in your business where you set the expectations, you're really good at time blocking, maybe you have team, maybe you have leverage, your brain is just like, I am the 3 a.m. person.
Right.
And like and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you kind of have it mostly figured out to a point. And so like, do you really need to be up at 3 a.m.?
Yes.
Stressing about it?
I'm not stressing. I'm thinking. So
right, but
everyone
it's like
says
kind
I'm
of
stressing.
like you are like okay about that though, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a part of you that's like, that's a really good idea. Like I'm going to get up at like, you know, like you start thinking about something and you're like, you kind of have some type of joy that comes from that.
Yes, 100%.
So like I'm the same way. Like sometimes I'll be up late at night, like having like a self mastermind about something or like taking notes or like on the plane home from a conference. I enjoy like dumping my thoughts on like what I'm going to do afterwards. And some people are like, especially if you have a significant other that's not in the business or not in that type of mindset, might be like, why don't you like take a break? And it's like, no, I like doing this.
But
like I'm okay with waking up with a great idea or like
most people don't understand we run our own businesses, right? Like it's not the brokerage running our business. We can tell you what to do or I can coach you what to do.
Yeah.
But you run your own business. So like you're constantly thinking about it. So people always say, what's enough? And I go, nothing. I'm like, I want the next step. I'm constantly trying to grow. If I'm stagnant for a year, I'm pissed off. Like we may be stagnant year to year because of the market. That's fine. That means I outpace the people, but I want the constant growth. I want the next step. I want the titles. I want the mortgage. I want the insurance. Like I'm not thinking about the next step to move it forward, the 1% better. You know, you heard that phrase before. If I'm not trying to make it better every single day, that I don't know what I'm doing, then I can just stop.
Yeah.
I'll go live in a lake. Right. And just fish.
Is that like your
100%.
game?
100%.
What's it going to take to do that?
I don't know yet. I do.
You do know.
Oh, yeah. I 100% know.
I know.
100% know.
I know you fucking know.
The problem is when you're in real estate, unless you're coaching, you kind of have to be here.
Yeah.
So I have to have the people. So I have to have certain people in place to run my team and the brokerage that I can be talking to on a regular basis. Then I can live somewhere else. Right. You have to keep leveraging.
Is there an amount of properties owned? Is that like, you know how you have to like, okay, leverage in the office, coaching this, whatever. Is there like a passive income, like how many properties that'll take to help you be at that? Do you have a goal of that?
Figured 45 properties, 45 doors, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Would bring 250 in a year, roughly.
Where are you at now?
We are full ownership, 16 and a third.
Okay.
Right.
And what other stuff is joint ventures or something?
Yeah, it's 22 if they're about to have other partners in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm talking about 45 just full ownership of it. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. And then, so now Meg's getting into it and I teach people how to look at like cash and cash return and you know, people offer us properties. You want this property? Here, we just want to get rid of it for 100. Can you just buy it? And we're like, do we have the money? Can we get it together? But it's more the paperwork. Like I work every weekend and it's like hours of paperwork that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And organization and financing. And people don't think I do that. I'm like, I understand I curse and I'm brash and blah, 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 right? But like I sit there for hours on a weekend. Like Meg takes the kids and they do an activity and like 8 hours later, she's like, what did you get done? I'm still sitting in my pajamas like, I got all these notes. And she goes, I don't want to hear about this shit. And like,
yeah, walks away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess back to like the original thing, I guess just like work-life balance. Is that like a thing?
Huge.
Do you think that it's possible to have a balance with that?
I work on it every day.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah. So like schedule is my number one. Intent with my time is the most important thing at this point.
Yeah.
So when I left, was it Mega Camp? Yeah, it was Mega Camp. Yeah. When I was in a room with Gary Keller, he was just talking about, I'm so intent with my time. And every time I've been in a room with him, he always talks about that and his schedule.
He always does.
Always. And I'm like, that's a good point. So then I went to a wealth mastermind and they had a chart. This guy pulls up this chart of his life. Yeah. And he goes, this count here is all the weeks I have in my life, I think. Right. He goes, these are the ones that are done. Look at what we have left. And I was like,
yeah, it's like sickening.
Oh, yeah.
The time just like flies too.
Oh, my God.
The days are just like. This episode is sponsored by Tri-City Mechanical. For quick results with leaking faucets, clogged drains, broken pipes, new heating, or air conditioning, you can count on Tri-City Mechanical to arrive quickly and fix or replace the problem. Licensed and insured, Tri-City provides plumbing services, drain cleaning, all of your HVAC needs, and more. Tri-City services North and South Jersey, along with Bucks County and Philadelphia, and is available 24/7 by calling 609-323-7563. It's crazy. Are you going to another? There's another wealth thing coming up.
So they have a class that's like every week or every month or something. No, I just went to one to check it out.
Yeah, there's something in Austin. I think it's during Triple Play. I think it's the first week of December. There's some type of wealth mastermind.
There is also they call it KW Talent.
That's not what I'm talking about, but yeah.
I know, yeah, but no, the first week in Austin. No, I'm going to Austin with.
What is that?
It's about helping your leaders on your team develop more. It's the best way to describe it. So I'm bringing Meg, my DOO, and my head admin.
That's fun.
We're going down.
And you're going to Anaheim too?
Maybe.
What does that mean?
It's maybe.
It's okay if you're not going.
No, I don't know yet.
Oh, too far out to plan?
Yeah.
It's in February, if anybody was wondering. Yeah.
Well, no. It's because my brother lives in Scottsdale, and if the Eagles go to Super Bowl, I'm going there, and I'm not going to. It's the weekend before.
Yeah, well, no, it's not.
Super Bowl's the weekend before family reunion.
I thought you meant family reunion was the week before. Like, that's not how that works.
So it's a maybe because I'm trying to plan out a trip to go see my brother.
Where's the Super Bowl supposed to be at?
Scottsdale or Glendale or whatever.
Well, you could just do both. It's
the kids that get involved.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the baby that's the issue.
So when
Atticus, you're an issue.
He's not an issue. He's
a super cute kid.
He's like is he like fussier now? Because all I know him as being perfect.
No, he just speaks more now.
Really?
Yeah. And he's happy and screaming.
I'm like anti like bring babies to all work events, except for your child. I think you and Megan are like the only people that I've ever had bring a child somewhere, and it's totally fine.
We make sure.
But I feel like you guys also are not like annoying about it either. Like some people just are annoying about it.
Well, we try to be respectful. This is where like you're talking about cursing and being respectful.
Yeah.
We slink to the back of the room in case he starts getting whatever, right? And we'll sneak away. Like one of us will walk away. Yeah. We'll go somewhere else and make a call within an arm. So like we're trying to be respectful of it, but we can't stop. And to be honest, like I want him there for everything. It's me. It's a lot me at times because the first year Mackenzie was born, I literally sold 82 homes that year, and I had a part-time assistant, and I missed shit. And then I realized it, and I'm still like, that sucks.
Messed up about it.
Yeah. So it's always a head trip. So
I will say my dad brought me like everywhere. Like my dad's a public adjuster, and I went on claims since I could hold my head up. Like I've been holding tape measures and taking pictures of mold and water damage.
Honey, climb on that roof.
For a very long time. And I know a lot about that business because of it. And I think it also, like he negotiates for a living, same as kind of how we are, and represents a client and has their best interest in mind and like does all the things that cause them stress for them. So it's very similar to what we do and in like the day to day. And I think that made me better. I mean, I think that helped me be who I am as an agent. So 100%. I think having them around is there's, I don't know why, like something about it just annoyed me like previously. I don't know why. So I don't think people are just like, maybe it's like the look at me type of thing, But like Megan is so cool about it. Like she's like, oh, I have my child here because I'm trying to better my business. And also like I have a newborn. Like,
right.
What do you want me to do?
So
just fuck off for 6 months? No.
I mean,
it's not an option.
Right. Her mom gives me shit. Hopefully she's not listening to this ever.
Like why?
Well, I mean, listen, we had another kid and we haven't taken time off. Meg hasn't taken any time off. And I'm like, take a day off.
Does Meg want to take time off?
Yeah, she's tired at times. We're tired, right? We're working out our schedule, but
because
it's
I
very
say
hard.
I'm tired sometimes. Not the same, but I say I'm tired sometimes, but I don't actually want to take off.
Meg does not want to take off. She just needs a break, right?
Yeah.
So like,
do you guys have a nanny?
Yeah, she comes in office.
Okay, good.
So she works for us part-time and then she takes care of the kids part-time.
That's good.
Right. So she wants to get in business. So Melanie, well, no, she's getting her license. So Melanie has been around our kids since she's been in junior high school. She graduated college.
Okay.
So you're probably the same age, right? How old are you?
23.
Then she's 22, I guess.
I wasn't like making a face
no,
like
he
comparing.
made a face.
I didn't know if she
right?
was.
And so she's getting her license, but like my daughter calls him her sister, like a sister, right?
Yeah.
Like they've known each other for years. So it's great. So she comes in and helps out with the team and helps out Meg and like basically our sphere of our spheres of influence stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't even get that word out, right? I was going to say SOI, but
You could say SOI. If you
whatever.
want.
I say COI. Mike Ferry, my first
Oh,
coaching.
here we go with the fairy stuff.
Yeah, Mike Ferry, not Tom Ferry.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, big difference. Big difference.
One's a son, one's a father.
And the father's very 50 school, 50 salesman type.
How are we on time? We have no clock today.
We got about 15 more minutes if you guys want to keep talking. I'd like to keep listening.
Tom, I was on a team call talking to your team about social media.
Right.
And I vaguely remember, I don't know what the context was, but it was something like, all right, everyone shut the fuck up. Juliana's here. She's going to start talking now. And I was like, hey, thank you. Here I am on this Zoom call. Thanks for the intro.
I try to keep my team very loose and they can bust my balls and we can go back and forth and all that kind of stuff. And I want them to have real conversations. If they disagree, I want them to stand up and say stuff to me.
Yeah.
So when you're jumping on, everyone's just going off saying, well, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but I had to like, shut up.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to like go in and mute you. Just shut up and be respectful. Thanks.
Yeah. Right. I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah.
And I was a wrestling coach. I just yell at people, shut the fuck up.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. What else did I want to talk about today? So back to what I was saying, Mega Camp. That's when I kind of like really like met you guys. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I was at the office before or after. I think it was. Wait.
No, you met us before.
No, wait. So
you met us before, right?
Okay. I am the type of person that like I want to know everybody. I like to be in the know. I'm like very like social butterfly, like nosy about stuff like that. So I already knew you and Megan from like just being like not like a freaking ditz, like just like knowing, like paying attention to things, like not being oblivious. And so I was standing in your office getting something and you were like
in my office or Conchi office?
In Conchi, I was like at the table with the food for the office meeting. Right. And you're like, I'm Kevin Toll. And I'm like, I know who you are. Oh. You're like, I run this office. And I'm like, I know.
Well, because we had 80 people. But
it was just funny. Like you were like introduced, like, I don't know. The way you did it was just funny. And I was like, yeah, I know who Kevin Toll is. Like, I'm aware. Thanks.
So that's when I try to be actually professional because I won't go up and introduce myself at a party. If I go to like a big formal gathering, I'll just sit there and do nothing, right? And not speak. Yeah. That's me. So when you have people in my office, I'm like, shit, I should go introduce myself.
That's when you're at Walnut Street. That's how you act.
Yeah, 100%. It's not I don't need to do that there.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. So then at Mega Camp, Perfect Child baby is with us at dinner.
Oh yeah.
And it starts raining. And I don't know where you were going, went back to grab something. I'm pretty sure you drank like a glass of tequila. Like it was not a shot. You like ordered like a glass at this dinner that we were lunch or whatever we were at.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I remember that.
And I was just like, okay, that's aggressive, but it's fine. Let's keep going. It starts raining. So I had bought this cheap $5 umbrella from the hotel because it rained the entire time we were in Austin.
Right.
And literally me and Megan, like, and this is like the first time I'm like really talking to her. And I'm like, I'm not a weirdo. Like I'll like socialize and be cool with whoever. It doesn't take me long to like warm up to people. but we're literally linking arms and I'm holding the umbrella / holding the baby and she has the baby strapped to the front of her and we're literally running through the streets of Austin to get back to this convention. Like, and it's like pouring. It was the whole thing. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm in there now.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Welcome.
Yeah. Right.
You didn't have a drink at lunch, did you?
No.
I did. I had 2 or 3.
I don't drink on school nights.
Yeah, right. You don't drink at school nights at all?
No, that's what I want to talk about. So like the conventions is like a gray area. Like I normally am typical like practice, like especially locally, I'm like a club soda and lime drinker.
Right.
Like people think I'm drinking, but I'm not. And then
right.
nobody says anything and I can stay sharp and maybe people will think that I can throw down because I'm sober the whole time and they think I've been drinking the whole time. I don't know. But that's like normally my go-to, especially being in real estate. Like there's drinking activities like every night of the week. And it's super easy to either become an alcoholic or become functioning alcoholic.
Right.
And like, I'm just not about that.
Right.
Not physically either. Like I just can't drink like that. So I started doing the club soda and lime thing. But then when I go to these like travel conventions, like you're with all these people from all over, like especially me, I'm with like the people in YP and they're all like from different states and I don't see them all the time. And then like, we just like did all this stuff all day long and now we're going out. And it's just like the energy is to like party and enjoy ourselves. And like, we all like sell a bunch of houses and like, yeah, we're all so cool. So it's like tough to
not have too many drinks and wake up super hungover the next day.
And you have to be up early.
Yeah.
Like I get up at like 6 a.m. every day at those conventions, if not earlier than that. And it's all day long.
I know.
I'm not trying to. And then like, what if I'm like walking around the convention and I'm like super hungover and then like I see people. And it's like.
You have no energy. Yeah.
No, it's horrible.
So I would start having a drink and then drinking 2 bottles of water and then having a drink.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, now I do.
Now I do.
No.
I'm old now.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm just tired. No, it's just I want to take it in. So I'm taking away from my my business, my family, my kids.
Yeah.
Even if Meg and Atticus are there, I'm still taking away from 2 of them. So I'm trying to be very intent in it when I'm there. So like even when I went down for the wealth building class, I went to my coach's house and he literally walks out and takes a beer and starts pounding it. And there's 2 other guys there and they're just chugging beers. Like, one other beer. I'm like, no, I'm not going to function tomorrow. Yeah. Like we're in an 8-hour class that we just paid $1,000 for. Like, well, I'm not going to be able to function.
Well, he's not a Keller coach anyway.
No, he's a MAPS coach. Yeah. Okay. My MAPS coach.
All right, we'll finish this conversation. We'll cap that there.
No, not him, but other guys that are like going to the same event and they're just getting destroyed. And he goes, babe, and the guy's like, maybe I'll remember stuff tomorrow. I'm like,
and that's the separation of employee and 1099.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's nobody coming for you.
There's no one here to help.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. What else do you do? Like, what else? I know you talked about like divide and conquer for those types of conventions with the both of you going. Like, is one of you on networking duty? Is it both like, hey, we're going to go and learn these certain things? Like, do you plan for it?
Yeah. We pick on our different roles. So Meg like, we also go after like what we're strong at in our personalities. Yeah. So when we go into networking events, sometimes it's her, sometimes it's me. We like leverage each other and actually say, hey, this is my husband, wife. So we get the introductions. Yeah. But we're not
the brownie points.
Yeah, pretty much. We try, especially with cute baby. Really helps.
That's the annoying.
We did
part.
Get 2 clients.
It's the showing off the cute baby.
We got 2 clients from it. Right.
Yeah.
They come up and like, oh, your baby. Here's my card. Thanks. Actually, one of the best referral partners outside of Keller in the Bronx gives us 2 or 3 referrals a year because one of the first events I brought Meg to, we had Emerson. Yeah. And I was like, I've been to these events here.
It's the same thing as like clients, right? Like people work with you because of the way that you make them feel and because you're relatable. Right. And so like somebody might see Megan walking around with a baby and be like, oh, I respect that, or that's badass, or I also have a child.
Or that's what happened. Kind of thing. They're the same age. So to this day, we still talk to Gina. Hey, Gina.
I love that.
But so but we pick on what we want to learn there. Yeah. We're there to learn. Like we want to keep getting better every single time. So we're there for a reason. And we're there to network. I mean, if I look at my team stats, it was 65% SOI, 25% agent referrals.
Do you know your percentage volume like growth year over year?
We went from 69 million, we'll hit this year.
9 million. That's intense.
82. Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if this number is right, but from looking at my year over year on my KW.KW, it says my production volume has gone up 230%, an average of 230% over 4 years, which like
from like 100,000 to
it went from 0 to 6.5.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You had growth, right? I mean,
yeah.
So my maps coach always talks about having like you're gonna have the 10 to 15% growth year to year, right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I think I've been hitting 20 year to year. I had a lull when I switched from Long and Foster to Keller because I was getting reorganized and learning everything.
Yeah, I mean, you probably had to like reteach yourself a lot of stuff too, like bad habits.
Well, I had to learn how to recruit too. Yeah, so I wasn't a recruiter before, or actually a coach.
And how many are on the team now total, including
22, and we have like 5 admin.
Okay, and then how many agents are in the Conchi office?
Around 140.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, 3 years.
I love that.
3 years should be 280.
Yeah, it's a cool office too. I like it.
You never come out.
You never invite me.
It's open door.
I don't like leaving the city. No, I'll come teach.
So
do some social media stuff.
What I'm making Tori do is we're going to have education day once a month out there.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of agents that live.
We should really just rotate education day.
No, once a month's fine.
No, I mean
I like a quiet
everywhere.
Office. It's not big enough to hold the people.
What about Fishtown?
Can it hold 80 people? Yes. the last education day.
Listen, I did an education day yesterday, and I had like 10 people. So
2 weeks ago, it was packed.
Yeah.
That was a Thanksgiving meal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I do like the idea. So I originally, when I got into KW, the market center I was at had like all week long, like classes in addition to Ignite and then coaching and all that stuff. And I thankfully was in a financial situation where I could go to everything. So it worked out. But for the people that are still like weaning themselves off of another job, like it's not realistic to be able to go to like one a day or whatever it is. So to kind of like compile them all on a Tuesday, I think that's actually a really good idea.
I think it's great because you're going to get them in. And what I've been suggesting to do is have like different levels. So like the newer agents can come in and get their education, but then they can see what the next level is, the next level. Because the only reason where I'm at is I was sitting at the top of a Long and Foster top 100 event, and I was doing 20 million myself. Yeah. And I'm sitting next to someone that he has a team that did like 250 million. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like I think I'm like, great. I'm doing 50 units and this guy does like 500 units. Yeah. And I'm like, how do I get there? Right. So like you want to hear that stuff so that person keeps striving, moving forward. And that's what I think. You need to have those steps. And I'm also going to start in Conchi about top producer, top team leaders, like roundtable. Yeah. And I'm going to try to have it once a month.
So Justin Gall at Newtown does a top 20% mastermind every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he brings in people that are not even at KW. Right. To like talk about whatever awesome things that they're doing, which I think is really cool. But it's kind of like top 20 invite, but then like if you want to come, like they don't like turn people away. Yeah, right. It's kind of like anybody can come to it. So for when I wasn't in the top 20, that's like I always went to them and always learned stuff. But I always encourage people, like no matter where you're at in the business, just show up to classes and like sit in, because I did like in 2021 I got like one of the like office like superlative like award things, and I attended 99 classes in 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2021.
That's how single she is.
That's how single I am. Yeah, correct. Well, and on that note.
I'm not allowed to say this stuff?
No, but that like, I learned a lot of shit. Like, and not all of it some of it was like stuff I already knew and I just went to like refresh or like be better at it. And some of the stuff was way above my head, but just being in the right rooms.
Well, just hearing those next steps or where you should be going is what gets you there, right? Like, yeah. So like I've been in those rooms, and now I'm glad I sit in those rooms with Keller Williams. Like, I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I went to family reunion within 6 months of being in the business. Like, most people don't do that.
No, they should.
They should, but like financially, the most don't. I mean, that probably cost me like
$2,000.
Probably a little bit more. Yeah. I stayed at like a nicer hotel than I should have. Lived a little bit above my means at that point. But it was worth it.
People on my team now, if they go to an event, I make a deal with them. If they put a certain amount on a contract afterwards, I'll reimburse them for most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about for Bold? Do you guys do Bold? Are you going to do Bold this year?
We probably should.
It's in January.
At the market center? I don't know. None of my team is going to go there.
Anyway.
My team's mostly the burbs, and I have like a handful of city people.
Yeah.
And they live in Fishtown or South Philly, not even Center City. So
it's one day. And it's not like it's like for an hour. It's all day. So it's not like they're going to pay for parking for 1 hour. I think it would positively improve your team's production.
Not Manic Mondays?
No.
We're having Manic Mondays.
What the fuck is Manic Mondays?
You're going to
The
call?
song?
No, you're going to call for 50 minutes.
That's it?
No. Can I finish? Jesus. You call for 50 minutes.
I knew I should have brought Megan instead.
You take 10 minutes off. You call for 50 minutes. You take 10 minutes off. You do it again. You take an hour lunch. You become in the office. I'm buying them lunch. You do it 3 more times in a day. Prospect heavily for a day. So it's 6 hours of prospecting.
Who are they prospecting?
We have pond leads, and they have their own database they can be calling. I mean, how many people do you have in your phone? Do I have to give you a coaching session?
Listen, all right. I have a strong database.
Okay.
I do the DTD too.
All right. So that's who you're going to be calling.
Yeah, but like, I would assume that some of your agents are newer and they don't have a ton of people in there.
But everyone that comes in has at least 500 people in their phone.
So that's Bold, but like in a different way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, fine, whatever.
It's good to. I'm not against people taking other classes. I bring in a group coach, and then I have someone call me up going, "Hey, did you hear what they said?" I'm like, "I've been saying that to you for 5 fucking weeks."
Well, that's the third party effect.
I know that. So like, I'm fine with it. So Bold's not a bad idea. Like, go, just do it. Do this.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 5 things you need to do in real estate, and one of them is prospecting.
Yeah, I like Bold for the mindset.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like me cursing at you?
I don't care about that. That's not against my mindset. Cursing is not negative. People need to understand that. Just because I'm saying fuck does not mean it's in a negative annotation. Like, it's not the same thing. If you're saying you're stupid, that is negative self-talk. That's not the same as cursing. Kate also yells at me for that. Like, I was like messed something up while we were like writing something out. I'm like, am I dumb? Like, I like spelled something wrong 3 times in a row. And she's like, don't say that.
Oh,
and I'm like, all right. Like, it was a joke.
I have half my team makes fun of me. I'm like, can you proofread this? I don't even know what I wrote. And they're like, let me fix that for you.
Yeah, but she is right, though. Like, it's the subconscious self-talk. Is like,
yeah.
I've done better at improving that.
My accountant makes fun of me.
For what?
For just having positive sayings.
You tell
always.
him, fuck you, I could do your job.
No, I can't. You
could, though. You're certified to do that.
Absolutely not. He was my first manager. No, he knows way more.
Okay, so what does he make fun of you for?
He makes fun of me because I'm always saying positive stuff. I'm like, keep moving forward, keep plugging
because
forward.
People that aren't in our realm don't get it.
Yeah, right. So
that's another thing that I'm trying to say. Like, the mindset stuff, people don't get it, and that's why I'm single. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, like, it's a mindset thing.
You'll find a good mortgage guy one of these days.
Nah.
Title guy.
Nah.
Insurance guy.
I don't know.
Don't date a realtor.
You're married to a realtor.
It was different, though. We grew it together. It's our family business.
Yeah.
If you have another competing guy, then all of a sudden, I met a husband and wife. They work in different brokerages. And I'm like, that doesn't fucking make sense.
That's insane.
Insane.
At different brokerages?
Mm-hmm.
Like different companies?
Yep.
How does that even work?
And they like.
They're married?
They're married.
How does that work?
And it's local. Yeah. How's it work? Like, oh, I can't talk to her friends. She can't talk to my friends. We have our own clients. We have our own P&Ls. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, P&L is different, but like.
No, it's not. You're married.
No, it's not.
You have to think about it. It's like 2 big organizations coming together. You have to have one P&L. We are together.
Well, yeah, but you could have P&Ls and then the P&L.
No, because your costs need to be together.
Yeah, but if it's a business, it's not your life. Like, it's your business cost and your business profit, and then there's the money that you pay yourself.
Don't you think Meg and I save money by having costs that run together in the business?
1,000%. I'm not saying what they're doing isn't absolutely insane. That makes absolutely no sense.
None.
I could see like somehow separating it out. Like, I think kind of like you guys are separate in a way. with like the way that you do things. Like she's focusing on listings, you're doing this.
So
that's like
that evolved over years of our roles and what's stronger suited, right? Like she's really good on the phones. I mean, she's probably the best in the world. She should be teaching that class, right?
I'm just thinking like out of all episodes of what we're talking about relationships, I'm talking about relationships with you. Oh, this is Kevin Toll and Juliana on how to date in real estate. That could be a
whole series, right?
I just would have never guessed that that's where we would have taken it. Also, I said last time that I didn't like write questions down and like have an agenda for the last guest that I had, but I did. I actually like thought of like 5 things, put them in my notes, kind of thought about it, and then I just didn't really like look at it. But I knew this. I had no idea. This I had absolutely no idea what we were going to talk about. I did not plan on talking about relationships with Kevin today. That was not in line with where I thought it was going.
This is like I'm becoming a coach. This is like my coaching session. Like I get on Zoom and they're like, what are we going to talk about? And we just start talking it. And like an hour later, I'm like, we're done. Click.
Yeah. Well, you know, like we could keep going forever and I'm just going to cut it here. But most agents like use their coaches like therapists.
Yeah.
It's bad. Sure. It should not be like that. People need to get real therapists. It cannot be your coach.
Yeah, but it's a mindset therapist though. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I just think like you build these relationships with these coaches because like you trust so much in their like thought process because they are like they do get it and they're another point of view for you and they understand you because they're in the same craziness of real estate. But like you really need like somebody like
but like
that has a degree.
So Coach Zuber is my coach for KW, right? And half the time it's like a mindset thing. It puts me back in the right place of like pushing forward correctly.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of therapist. It's more like we shifted in this market and it's shifting more. And all I do is have people crying to me all the time about, oh, I don't have business. I'm not doing stuff. And I just talk to them like, dude, this is kind of crazy. And he just like, he puts me in the right mindset of keep pushing forward for week to week. Yeah. He's not talking to me about my relationship.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally different. But anyway.
Oh man, we could go on. I'm going to cut it here though.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming. This has been a great conversation. This is probably, don't tell the others, this is probably one of my favorite ones so far. Kevin Toll, everyone. Do you want to drop your socials or anything like that? Last time I said socials, I forget who it was, but they were like, my social? And I'm like, no, not your social security. Your social media handles.
Do you think I know my social media handles? No.
Anyway,
so
Kevin Toll Group. I'll put it somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's the Kevin Toll Group on Instagram.
I think it is.
Not entirely sure. Anyway,
it could be the Toll Group or take the Toll Road home. Or I know my website is tollrealtygroup.com. That's what I only know. I should know all that kind of stuff.
Is the Toll Route home?
That's one of the handles for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, you'll find them. I'll put it somewhere. Maybe like right here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's
definitely my weakness of the shit I don't know.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll work on your little spiel elevators pitch in case you're out somewhere and you tell someone your social media.
I just say Google Kevin Toll and I pop right up. That works. You know how many houses I got in listings? I'm like, just Google me.
You know how many houses I sell?
Zero.
All right. Anyways,
thank you for having me on.
My social media is Instagram, JUL_the_realtor, TikTok, Jewel the Realtor. If you are not following the podcast, make sure that wherever you're listening to, you follow as well. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.